Hey, welcome back. Today, we're diving into a book that's been on a lot of people's minds, 12 Rules for Life by Jordan B Peterson. Now, if you haven't heard of Peterson, let me give you a quick rundown. He's a clinical psychologist, a professor, and someone who's been sharing his take on life's toughest questions. The book itself? Well, it's part self-help, part philosophy, and part psychology. But more than that, it's about helping you live a life that's meaningful, balanced, and grounded in something deeper than just surviving. If you've ever felt overwhelmed or unsure about the direction of your life, this book might just have some of the answers you're looking for. Now, in this video, I'm going to walk you through the main ideas behind each of the 12 rules. These rules aren't just simple tips to follow. They're deeper life lessons meant to help us live better, more fulfilled lives. And here's the thing. These aren't just abstract concepts that sound good on paper. These rules are practical and they hit at the core of what it means to be human in today's world. In fact, I think these 12 rules offer a kind of roadmap for anyone feeling lost, confused, or stuck. Peterson has this ability to take complicated, tough subjects like psychology, philosophy, and even mythology and break them down into bite-sized pieces that actually make sense. So, why should you care about these rules? Well, they're here to give you the tools to build a life that's meaningful, not just one that's easy or comfortable. We're going to explore each rule in detail, and I'm going to share some personal thoughts and examples along the way. So by the end of this video, you'll not only understand what the rules mean, but how they can be applied to your own life. Whether you're looking to improve your relationships, develop better habits, or simply make more sense of the world, these 12 rules have something powerful to offer. All right, let's jump in with the first rule and see how it sets the foundation for everything else. Rule number 1. Stand up straight with your shoulders back. Okay, now this one might sound a little strange at first, right? But hear me out. This is more than just about posture. It's about how we present ourselves to the world. When you stand tall, you send a message to both your body and to everyone around you that you are strong, you are confident, and you're ready to face challenges head-on. Think of it like this. Have you ever noticed how people who carry themselves with confidence tend to succeed more in life? Whether it's in work, relationships, or even just the way they interact with others, they seem to get more respect, more opportunities, and honestly, more peace of mind. Peterson goes as far as comparing this to lobsters in the animal kingdom. Now, bear with me on this, but it's actually a pretty powerful analogy. When lobsters fight for territory, the winners stand tall with their bodies straight, while the losers hunch over in defeat. The same goes for us. When we stand tall, we send a signal to our brain that we are ready to take on the world. This simple act of standing up straight can improve your posture, confidence, and how others perceive you. It's a small thing, but it makes a huge difference in how you show up every day. So now that we've set the stage with rule number 1, let's move on to rule number 2, which is all about treating yourself with the care and respect you'd show someone you're responsible for helping. Rule number 2, treat yourself like someone you are responsible for helping. Have you ever been harder on yourself than you would be on anyone else? It's something we're all guilty of, right? When things don't go as planned, we can be so critical of ourselves, telling ourselves we're failures, we messed up, or we're not good enough. But what if you treated yourself like you would treat someone you care deeply about? Peterson points out that we often take better care of others than we do ourselves. If your best friend was struggling or going through a rough patch, you wouldn't tear them down, would you? No, you'd offer support, kindness, and encouragement. So, why not do the same for yourself? It's not about being self-indulgent or excusing bad behavior, but about offering yourself the compassion and care you deserve. You wouldn't neglect someone in your care, and neither should you neglect yourself. In fact, treating yourself well helps you become a better version of yourself, one that's capable of handling life's challenges with more grace and understanding. Now, let's dive into rule number 3. This one is really about your circle, the people you surround yourself with, and how they impact your growth. Rule number 3, make friends with people who want the best for you. This one's a game changer. We all know that the people around us have a huge influence on who we become. You've heard the saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, right? Well, Peterson takes this idea even further by encouraging us to seek out relationships with people who genuinely want the best for us. It's so easy to fall into the trap of staying in toxic friendships or relationships because they're familiar or comfortable. But these connections can hold us back, limit our growth, and even negatively affect our mental health. Instead, surround yourself with people who challenge you in a good way, who support your growth, and who encourage you to be better. When you're with the right people, people who cheer you on, help you through tough times, and share similar values, it's like you've found the perfect fuel for your own personal development. Let's start with rule number 4. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. Oh man, this one hits home, doesn't it? In a world where we're constantly bombarded by other people's highlight reels on social media, it's so easy to compare ourselves to others. It's like we're living in a race where we're always looking at other people's pace and thinking, I'm falling behind. But Peterson reminds us that the only real competition is who you were yesterday. It's not about beating someone else. It's about becoming better than you were the day before. This mindset shift is powerful because it stops us from feeling like we're failures just because someone else is ahead of us in some area of life. So, instead of measuring yourself against someone else's success, focus on your own growth. Celebrate the small wins, the steps forward, even if it's just learning something new or sticking to a goal for a day longer than you did yesterday. It's all about progress, not perfection. Now, let's talk about rule number 5. Do not let your children do anything that makes you dislike them. This one might sound a little harsh at first, right? But it's actually about setting boundaries and teaching children how to behave in a way that respects others and creates harmony. Peterson argues that if we allow our kids to act out of control, it doesn't just make them difficult to deal with. It actually hurts them in the long run. They need discipline and structure to develop self-respect, and that starts with us teaching them what is acceptable behavior. Think about it this way. When we let kids get away with bad behavior, we're not doing them any favors. They'll struggle to build positive relationships and fail to understand the importance of boundaries. On the flip side, when we teach them respect, responsibility, and how to manage themselves, we help them grow into strong, capable adults. Yes, it's tough love, but it's for their own good. Next up is rule number 6. Set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world. This rule is all about responsibility. Peterson says we often want to change the world or fix other people's problems, but we haven't taken care of the basics in our own lives. Think about it. Before you go out and point out everything that's wrong with the world, ask yourself, have you cleaned up your own space? Have you taken care of your responsibilities? Are you treating people around you with respect? It's like when you're on an airplane and the flight attendant tells you to put on your own oxygen mask before helping others. You can't help anyone if you're struggling to breathe yourself. So, before you start criticizing the world, make sure you've put your own life in order first. Clean your own house, literally and metaphorically, because it's only from that place of stability that you can make a meaningful impact on the world. Now, let's dive into rule number 7. Pursue what is meaningful, not what is expedient. This one is a huge game changer, especially in today's world where instant gratification is at our fingertips. Peterson argues that we often choose the easy way out, the quick fix, the fast food of life, but that's not where true fulfillment lies. Instead, he says, we should pursue what's meaningful, even if it requires sacrifice and hard work. Think of it like this. In the short term, it might be easier to binge-watch TV, scroll through social media, or take the easy route at work. But in the long term, those things don't lead to real satisfaction. The things that bring lasting joy and fulfillment are the ones that challenge us and push us to grow. Things like building relationships, pursuing your passions, or contributing to something bigger than yourself. Sure, it might take time, effort, and a little discomfort, but the rewards are so much greater in the end. So, choose meaning over expedience. It's about playing the long game in life, not just seeking out temporary pleasure. Now, we're on to rule number 8. Tell the truth, or at least don't lie. This rule is all about honesty. And not just honesty with others, but honesty with yourself. When we lie, even the smallest lie, it creates chaos. Lies can easily spiral into bigger lies, and before you know it, you've built a world of deceit that's hard to escape from. But when you tell the truth, even when it's uncomfortable, you create a solid foundation of trust with yourself and others. Peterson says that truth gives us clarity. It helps us face the world as it is, not as we wish it to be. And facing the truth is empowering because it's only when we see things clearly that we can take action and improve our lives. So, no matter how difficult the truth may be, telling it sets us free from the chaos and confusion of lies. Rule number 9. Assume that the person you are listening to might know something you don't. This rule is about humility. We all have our own opinions, our own ways of thinking, but Peterson encourages us to listen with an open mind. Imagine going into every conversation assuming that the person speaking to you has something valuable to offer. Instead of just waiting for your turn to speak, truly listen. You might learn something new, even if you don't agree with everything they say. This approach doesn't just make us better listeners, it makes us better learners. And by listening deeply, we open ourselves up to new perspectives that can enrich our lives and help us grow as individuals. Now, let's move on to rule number 10. Be precise in your speech. This one is about the power of words. Peterson explains that vague language can lead to confusion, misunderstandings, and unnecessary conflict. If we're unclear in what we say, whether it's about our needs, our feelings, or our goals, we set ourselves up for problems down the road. But when we are clear and precise in our speech, we create a foundation of understanding that makes it easier to connect with others and to solve problems effectively. Think about it. When you express yourself clearly, people know exactly what you mean. And when you know what you want, you're more likely to achieve it. So, next time you're speaking, whether it's in a personal conversation or a work meeting, be precise. It's a small change, but it can make a huge difference. Rule number 11. Do not bother children when they are skateboarding. Now, this one might sound a bit strange, but stick with me. Peterson uses this rule to talk about the importance of letting kids take risks and face challenges. Life isn't meant to be perfectly safe, and kids need to learn how to handle failure and adversity. When we hover over them too much or try to protect them from every potential danger, we rob them of the chance to build resilience. Life will always have its risks, and it's in those risks, those moments of challenge, that we grow the most. So, let kids take risks, make mistakes, and learn from them. And as adults, we need to give them the space to do so. It's not about being reckless. It's about embracing the lessons that come from facing challenges head-on. Finally, let's wrap up with rule number 12. Pet a cat when you encounter one on the street. This one is about finding peace in the small, fleeting moments of life. Peterson says that when life gets overwhelming, when it feels like everything is falling apart, sometimes the best thing you can do is take a pause and appreciate something simple, a cat on the street, the warmth of the sun, a moment of calm. In those moments of chaos, it's easy to forget to stop and breathe. But by appreciating the little things, we remind ourselves that there's beauty in the world, even amidst the mess. Sometimes, it's those small moments of peace that help us reset and regain our perspective. So there you have it, 12 rules for life in a nutshell. Each of these rules might seem simple on the surface, but they're packed with deep wisdom that can help you lead a more fulfilling and meaningful life. The beauty of this book is that it gives us concrete steps to take when life feels overwhelming, uncertain, or chaotic. I hope this podcast has helped you see the value in these rules and maybe inspired you to think about how you can apply them to your own life. And remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about trying, growing, and becoming a better version of yourself, one day at a time. Thanks for watching, and as always, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you interpret these rules and how they've impacted your life. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so that you never miss our upcoming videos. Until next time, keep growing, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next video.